The following guidance is specifically designed for users who have registered with Smart Pension for their AE qualifying pension scheme. To select your duties start date in BrightPay, click Pensions, then Automatic Enrolment. Choose the statement that applies to you. I've been employing staff since before the 21-22 tax year. My first staff member will start in the 21-22 tax year, or I'm exempt from auto-enrolment. Click Save. To enter your Smart Pension scheme in BrightPay, add new scheme followed by Smart Pension. Care should be taken that details entered in BrightPay match exactly how they are set up with Smart Pensions. This is to ensure that enrolment files and contribution files will submit successfully for you. Within registration details, manually enter your company ID as provided by Smart Pensions. On the next tab, enter the name of your first group, which you've set up with Smart Pensions. Select the contribution type that is applied to this group by clicking the drop-down menu. Now select the earning basis that is also to apply. Standard qualifying earnings will apply the earnings band lower limit and upper limit as set by the DWP for the tax year in question. Custom qualifying earnings will allow you to remove these limits and set those that you require. If you've more than one group set up with your Smart Pensions, for example, to cater for employees on a different pay frequency or employees with a different contribution rate, click Add Group and repeat these steps. Click Save to save your details. As soon as BrightPay detects that your auto-enrolment duties have begun, BrightPay will automatically assess your employees for you and determine whether your employees are eligible job holders, non-eligible job holders, or entitled workers. On-screen flags and yellow alerts will appear to notify you that you now have automatic enrolment duties to perform. BrightPay will indicate an employee's eligible job holder status on the yellow bar in their payroll screen. Click View Options to bring you through to the various actions based on this worker's category. To enroll an eligible employee, simply select Enroll and choose your Smart Pension group from the drop-down menu. Smart Pension operate using the net pay arrangement method of tax relief. Therefore, this option should be chosen from the drop-down menu, unless you are aware that the employee is not entitled to tax relief. Click Continue to enroll the employee selected. Alternatively, click Enroll multiple employees with these settings to batch enroll employees who are to be enrolled in the same group. The status of each employee selected will be updated to enrolled. Once an eligible job holder employee has been enrolled, they must be provided with a statutory enrolment letter. Smart Pension will take care of this communication for you, thus there is no requirement to create this letter in BrightPay. To enable Smart Pension to send the communication letters to non-enrolled employees, a submission file is required. To create the submission file, select Pensions, then Smart Pension, More, submit non-enrolled employees to Smart Pension. Select the employees you wish to include in the submission, then click Next. Enter or select the values for any additional fields in Step 2 and click Next to continue. The submission details will now be displayed on screen. Select Send Now to send the submission to Smart Pension. You can use Postponement to delay automatic enrolment for some or all employees for up to 3 months. To postpone an employee, click View Options, followed by Postpone. Enter the assessment date and deferral date applicable to the employee. Click Continue to postpone the employee selected. Alternatively, click Postpone Assessment until the date entered for multiple employees, to batch postpone employees who are to be pushed back to the same date. BrightPay will validate the date entered to ensure that it is no more than 3 months from the duty's start date. If postponement is used, the employee must be provided with a statutory postponement letter. Once again, Smart Pensions will be able to send these letters for you, so there's no requirement for you to create these within BrightPay. Once employees have been enrolled, have joined or opted in, their pension deductions will automatically be applied to their payslips going forward. The deductions applied to the payslips will be made in accordance with the contribution rates and earning bands selected when setting up the pension scheme in BrightPay. After employees have been enrolled into your Smart Pension scheme, you will be required to submit an enrolment file to Smart Pension. The Smart Pensions API option will allow you to create and submit your enrolment files directly from BrightPay into your Smart Pension web portal. To submit your enrolment file in this manner, click into the Pensions utility, select Enrolment Summary on the menu bar, followed by Send Enrolment Submission. At Step 1, select the employees you wish to include in your enrolment submission. Click Next. At Step 2, enter additional employee details as required. Click Next. At Step 3, simply click Send Now. If you are a Bureau user, you may need to instruct BrightPay that you need to log into Smart Pension as an advisor. To do this, go to File, Agent Settings, and then Smart Pension. It is important to note that Smart Pension assigns an ID to each enrolled employee, which BrightPay requires to be able to submit pension contribution details. If you enroll an employee into Smart Pensions directly from BrightPay, the ID is retrieved for you automatically. But if you enroll an employee by any other means, for example directly on the Smart Pension website, you'll need to manually enter the ID. This can be done by clicking on More, then selecting View Edit Smart Pension Employee ID Values on the menu bar and entering the employee ID manually. Once your enrolment submission has been submitted, Smart Pension requires you to submit a contributions file every pay period to report the contributions made for each employee. You must finalise the pay period in question within the Payroll tab. Within the Pensions tab, select Contribution Summary on the menu bar and click Send Submission. Choose the period which you would like to send the submission for and confirm or enter your earnings period start and end date. Click Next. At Step 2, select the employees you wish to include in the contributions file submission and click Next. At Step 3, simply click Send Now to submit your contribution information to Smart Pension.